right, gang, I got the seats down. The first thing we're gonna do is work on removing this headliner. There's a couple bolts holding on both sides, so I'm gonna get all those off. Okay, so I got the roof down. This is a extended cab, so the roof is a lot bigger than extended cab. This is the headliner. I'm sorry, I'm working in like tight quarters in here in the garage today. It's raining out there today in Georgia. But got the headliner out. Mocked up pretty good. So I'm gonna see where we're gonna set it. Looks like we're gonna have to remove this bar. But we'll see. Now I need to determine where is the center points on both sides of the top of the roof. I'm gonna use a plumb ball, but not a plumb ball, but the little ball which you just pop and you can tell. You'll see. But be back. All right, so now we're gonna work. I just made this line all the way down to let me know the center of the hood. I mean the top of the truck. So it comes with a template. Template is right there that we're gonna place on top of the car, and we're gonna trace around that to tell us where to cut. So let me get the template up here. I'll be back. All right, so I got the template up here now. This mark right here let us know the front. See, it's in the middle of the little mark there, and also in the back, so we know it's straight. I measure it from side to side to make sure it's straight. So I got this taped down so it can't move when I start to trace around it with the marker. But I'm gonna look one more time to make sure exactly where I want it before I draw the line. Okay, so I got the line for where I'm gonna cut, but I gotta remember that I'm gonna cut inside the line, not outside the line. I don't know if I'm gonna use I think I'm gonna start off with a cutoff wheel, and then the corners I think I'm going to use a jigsaw. But say a prayer for me. This is the first time I'm doing this, so hey, I only mess up one time. So we're gonna try to make this thing work out. Okay, so I changed my mind. I think I'm gonna try it with the jigsaw first. Look like I have a little bit more control using the jigsaw. But what I did was I went on ahead and cut me a starter hole. But I'm gonna go for it, y'all. There's a hole in it now. All right, so I got the hole cut out, y'all. So I wind up using the Sawzall for the long edges, just going lengthwise, and around the curves I used this jigsaw. So that worked out a little better. What was happening with the jigsaw when I first started, it just started vibrating so much that I couldn't really see the line. But this one has a little bit more RPMs, so it allowed for it to cut a little smooth. But I'm gonna sit the roof over in here and let's see what we got. And it also cut those brackets too that was down there. I don't know, we may have to cut that a little more to put the trim up under there, but we'll see. Okay, so I got the roof in. It's sitting flush like it's supposed to. It's a bracket that holds it at the bottom. I have to take it off. I just wanted to make sure it will sit like it's supposed to. But that's how it holds up. But it's other pieces that hold it as well once you put the headliner in. But I just want y'all to see that. They said that I need to reprogram it because for some reason it's leaning on one side. So I'm called the manufacturer and I'm gonna see what they say about that. But I think that it may be broke on one side, but we'll see. All right, gang, it's been a couple of weeks. We back on Project Rudolph. And like I was telling y'all before, you see how this roof is not sitting in here right? It's a defect in the roof itself. So I finally got another one in. They sent me another one free of charge since this was a defect. It came all the way from China, so it took a little time. It took about 2.5 weeks or so for it to get here. But I'm gonna take this out and I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'll be back. All right, so I got the old roof out. What I need to do now though, because I already know the new one, well, I hope it works, but it should work. But what I need to do now is put the headliner back up there so I can trace around and see exactly where it's gonna fit. So I can cut out the hole in the actual headliner. But I just want y'all to see that. I'll be back once I get the headliner. All right, so I got my lovely assistant out here. So what I did was put the headliner back up there against it so I can trace it out and see where I had to cut. Now I'm gonna take the headliner back out. Okay, so this is the back side of the headliner. I got it traced out where I need to cut, but look at this. Somebody put some indoor outdoor carpet on it. I gotta take that off. I got some nice microfiber fabric to put over this, so we're gonna do a little custom, make it look, you know, professional. Look at this, they got staples all in this too. So I'm gonna take all that out and show you how it looks, and I'm gonna show you what I use to cut too. I got some big scissors and I'm gonna use a X-Acto knife, but I'll be right back. All right, so I got the hole cut out. Now I'm gonna take this outdoor indoor carpet off and put it with my new fabric. But just to let you know what I used, I basically used this X-Acto knife to cut the hole. I had brung this, but I ain't need that. As long as you got a good blade, you can cut this easily. It will come out real smooth, and I liked it how it, you know, uniform. But let's go ahead and take this off and I'm gonna show you. All right, so I got a little change of plans. I think I'm gonna keep this on because when I try to take it off, it's starting to like peel it, and I'm thinking it's gonna make it fragile. So what I'm gonna do is put this fabric over the top of this, even though it has like a little padding up under it. Let me take this out for y'all. So basically it's like a microfiber black. It does have some stuff all over it, but don't worry about that. But I'm gonna stretch it over it and just see how much I need to trim off, and we'll come back. All right, so I trimmed off the excess that I don't need, put it in that bag over there. Now I'm gonna take this off. What I'm gonna do actually is, and I'm thinking of what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do as I do it. So now it makes more sense for me to flip it off halfway right there and glue it. And put the glue down, and this is the glue I'm gonna use. It's a heavy duty Gorilla, and I'm gonna do the back and I'm gonna do the front and lay it over it. I'm gonna do one side and then I'm gonna come back and tell you how it adheres. All right, so I got it all glued down. You know, like I said, this is my first time doing it. Hope it come out good. But you see this little wrinkle right here? It's important to get that out. But what I'm gonna do next though is come around it with the staple gun and then flip it over, actually, like this. Flip it over and bend these corners. So just a rule of thumb, see how I came too much on this side? I should have made some of the fabric a little long on this side. I can still flip it over and staple it, but I would know next time I didn't do my measurements too good. When you these crevices in here, this contour here, it's gonna pull a lot of the fabric. But, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm the unprofessional, professional auto broker. And we're going to get it done, though. But let me get the staple gun and come around the corners and then try to stretch it a little bit. Okay, so I went around the whole perimeter and stapled everything. This is what I use. Staple gun all the way around. Now we gotta cut the hole. So I'm gonna try to do this while we on while it's riding. So I want to just come in the middle, halfway, not all the way over. Make an X. Enough to pull back. All right. So now we're gonna pull everything back like this. And then we might have to come a little bit in the corners, but you see what I'm talking about. You just want to make sure that you don't cut it enough where it don't meet up like it's supposed to. But I'm gonna go ahead and staple everything together and you'll see. All right, gang, so I got it cut off way. I got it all stapled up. Get that out there. Sorry, y'all, I ain't mean to get y'all all twisted up in this. But this is it now. I don't know why that's on there. There was part I cut off. It's gonna have to be cleaned up, but it's looking good. Everything's uniform, contoured like it's supposed to. But this gonna be the end result. And I got, it's a trim piece that go over this. So this is the old roof here. It's at the bottom. This is the new roof. I'm gonna show you the little contour piece that goes around it. And pardon my mess. Yeah, if y'all see my other video, this the honeycomb hideout back here. It's cool back here. And I can do a lot of stuff back here. But this is the trim piece that goes over it. And you'll see that in some other videos. And there you go. That's a new project coming up. But this is going to go kind of like this. But I'm going to wrap that as well. I think I'm going to do it in leather. And then I got some leather. I may have to dye it, because I don't like that black look, even though it got like it's like a plastic that comes off this. But I don't like that. I think I want to wrap it. And you know, it's two-toned in the truck, but you'll see a little bit more of that later. But now what we're gonna do is put the new roof in and make sure that it sits and mounts like it's supposed to. But I got the headliner like I want to. I'm gonna have to clean that up a little bit. But bear with me, y'all. We can get into it. All right, so I got the new roof sitting on top. It's a bracket that holds it in the inside, and it's screwed in on each side. If you look up under here, you'll see that this is how it mounts on each side. It already has a screen in there and all that. But let me go ahead and put that in there so it can hold it down tight. And I'm gonna show you how it looks once it's in there. We'll install the motor. All right, so I forgot one step. I'm gonna have to take this back out because I gotta put the actual around here, the weather stripping around here. Let me grab that because I had already put it in, but I need to put that in first. All right, so we got the weather stripping here. It's double-sided. I got my son out here trying to help me, I guess. I don't know what he's doing, but he better not knock down. Get down off that. But we're gonna put the weather stripping up here around the edges. I'll be back. All right, I just wanted to see y'all how I got the weather stripping all around there. Now I'm gonna fit it back on top. All right, so now I got it bolted down. The weather stripping is up under there. Everything's sitting flush. I'll show you the inside. It's all bolted down. The motor's not in it yet. Hold on, I might put I think I'm gonna go ahead on and put the motor in there, and dummy wired in so we can see it open and close to make sure it's open and closing like it's supposed to. But all right, so this is the motor. You can see that piece there. What it does is it goes up into here, that little cylinder there, and it bolted on both sides. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in. All right, so I mounted the motor for the roof. It just consists of two bolts, one on this side and one on that side right there. But yeah, all right, so I got it plumbed in just to check on the wiring. I got a battery box, 12-volt battery box, and let me show you this. So this thing can be configured a couple ways. So it's a positive, negative, but it's two positive. One is probably going to be ignition, and the other one is going to be just straight power. One thing, it has an automatic close, so that means that if you turn the ignition off, then it will automatically close on its own. I don't like that because I kind of like my roof to stay open when I want it. So what I will do is hook it up to the ignition wire. So when I cut the actual power off, then no power will stay back. Let's simulate it's opening and closing just to make sure it will open and close like it should. All right, so this is the switch. It's connected here. And I'm gonna have to mount it up there, but just showing you that. Let's see what it'll do. I'm just gonna hit the button and open. So it should be one button open and one button close. So let's just press the open. All right, so that's all the way open. It's opening like it should. I did have to switch this around because I had it the wrong way. But let's close it and see what happens. I'm just gonna press the button one time, and it closing like it should. And I hear a little noise in that, but I don't know where that's coming from. I might need to oil it a little bit. Like, this is a China-made one, but it's doing what it's supposed to do. Close, open. All right, I'm gonna have to adjust it on one side, but it's doing what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna have to wire it up next. All right, so now we're finna start with the wiring of the roof. Basically, it's only two wires. I'm going to make my positive be a ignition wire, because I want to be able to just, turn the car off and it'll still stay back. And the other wire is a ground wire. This is the control box here, and this is the switch. We can mount that. This has some double-sided tape on it, so I'm gonna mount it about right here or something, up here, and then find a spot where I can ground it. Okay, so I located this spot right here, and I'm gonna use this as a ground. And here's a screw that I can put in it, but I'm gonna get something to clean this off so it can be metal on metal contact. All right, so I got the wire grounded up there. I cleaned it off so it got metal on metal contact. I'm gonna clean up the wires, but I got my box mounting as well. It's right behind the actual motor, so it shouldn't be in the way of the headliner. Just wanted to show y'all that. Okay, so I'm gonna use this circuit holder here to splice into what I already have, so it can just plug directly into the fuse box, and I plug that into the ignition wire that's running up to the sunroof. But if you look, like I said, I got the ground in, got this kind of taped up, and it's got the wire running all the way down to the fuse panel. So now I'm going to connect everything together. So I got the wire crimped, I got the fuse in there. Now all I gotta do is plug it up in the fuse box up there. Then we can see if it's gonna work. All right, so I toggled the switch on and I see it lit up. So it let me know it's on and the radio's back on. So let's go ahead and see if it opens. All right, seems like it's doing what it's supposed to do. But one thing I do notice that since it's on, both of the wires are connected together, then it's not doing the one touch. So I could wire it up that way, but I probably just leave it like this. But it's doing what it's supposed to do. And I want to be able to cut it off with the roof back. All right. Just cut the car off and it should stay back. All right. We got it wired up. Next thing we need to do is go ahead and put the headliner and all that back in. All right, so I got the back part of the headliner kind of holding it up a little bit, but the visors is what's gonna hold it up on each side, and also each side of this plastic here. But yeah, I still need to cut a hole for this to go through the actual the switch, but we almost there, y'all. All right, I got the headliner partially up. It's gonna be a little trick to get these visors back in there and put the trim back up. But if you look at this, I'm gonna have to take this motor back down and push this up and then put the motor back in. Yeah, that ain't gonna work like that, but it's in there. Oh, I took the switch out. I need to put the switch back in there though so I can let the roof back. Okay, so I made a little change and I took the motor down and put it on top of the headliner. Now it's in there a little better. So I thought I was gonna have to cut, but I don't. And so the trim is gonna go on over all that. Everything's lining up like it's supposed to. Last step is gonna be putting the trim back. All right, so the last step is installing this beauty ring. It's gonna go up in the top. You're gonna have to take the visor back down, but it's just more so screw in up here. But I'm gonna take this down. I gotta do it with one hand, so I'm not gonna show y'all how I did it, but I'll show you the finished results. Okay, so now I got the beauty ring in. All I need to do now is snap in the button. Go through there. I just want to make sure it's right going back. So this goes this way. And I may have to put this in a different route, but yeah, you get it how it goes in there. It's all done, y'all. Finally got it in. I know it's dirty. It's been about a month process because I had to take it back, but it's all done, y'all. We got the roof in. Tighten up the wires and stuff. Put everything back together. Complete. Another one complete, y'all.